Hey there everyone, Spazzy Dragon here, aka Syndromes, and welcome to this project update video, I suppose. I don't know how to call it. I can't really say that I've done too many of these before, so, bear with me. Alright, so it is nearing the end of January, and you've already noticed I've released a fair amount of videos. Actually, 2015 in general was one of my busiest years when it comes to releasing videos, especially regarding Discovery Freelancer, and a part of it I actually blame, or at least, well, not blame, I actually thankfully contribute to the fact. One of the reasons would be probably me getting better at my job, so I'm a little less tired during the end of the day, and at the same time I've also switched internet providers, which means that my usual problem that I have to leave the computer running during the night just to upload some sort of video is not really that big of a deal anymore, because these videos, which are now about 6 or 5 gigabytes in size, tend to upload over the course of about a few hours. Anyway, what can I say? There is a certain kind of boredom that fills me right now, and usually when that happens, I either do stupid things, or I tend to do some sort of useful things, or maybe a mix of both. In this case, it's probably going to be a bit of a useful thing, because I think it is prime time to start recording a sort of a Let's Play series for 2016. Now, if you've been a part of this channel and the gaming community in general, you probably know that I started making specific Let's Play videos for Discovery Freelancer from about 2013, and since then I've been trying to make at least once every year. Now, obviously 2016 is not going to be an exception to that, but at the same time, I have taken my time to look back at these first videos, look at the feedback, look at the comments, and this year, even though it is not going to be different in the sense it's obviously going to get another video type like this, but how they are organized is in fact going to change, and hopefully for the better, and it is hopefully going to be a little more useful, because technically the idea behind the Let's Play and everything else, it was to promote Discovery Freelancer as a mod, and since there are still people joining Discovery and who are saying that, well, they first heard Discovery Freelancer somewhere, then they found my channel on YouTube when they're trying to find some sort of footage about it, and apparently it was good enough for them to join. I feel as though, first of all, I'm really grateful, because it means that I'm not completely a waste of time in this community, and then hopefully I'm not wasting my time or anyone else's by uploading these videos, but also it is even more reason for me to continue this video series in particular, and so hopefully you are going to see the first few episodes maybe later this month, or maybe at the start of February. Now, the way that these are going to be made is going to be a little bit more different, as already mentioned. In the 2003 and 2000 whatever, it was basically an A to Z Let's Play of me starting to play from the very beginning and then progress through various ships and talk about game mechanics and everything else, which in essence is a Let's Play, but at the same time it's more of a Let's Play and less of a tutorial, which, by the way, we kind of need a little bit more than a Let's Play, and at the same time it didn't really show that much when it comes to the actual mod and its contents, which I suppose is part of the course, because the mod is in fact, it is still called Discovery Freelancer, and discovering things are, a big deal, but at the same time you sort of need to promote the mod itself to other players, and so perhaps showing it off a little bit more and trying to plan out this video series is probably going to be a much better thing to do. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Technically, this obviously might change over time as I actually progress through the series, but the basic idea is to start off again with a completely new character, talk about installation, the game, the setup, how everything works, server rules, etc. Touch, the regular topics when you start off a series like this. But instead of a to Z sort of approach, instead I'm going to make them, again, episode lengthwise. It's gonna be about 20, 30, maybe 40 minutes, depending. And the next episode is already going to be featuring another ship, regardless of what I do during the previous one. It means that I'm going to start off with a completely small ship for the first one, then I'm going to move to the freighters, small transports, medium transports, large transports, and obviously I'm going to touch up on credit making as the primary focus of the first part of the series as I progress through these transports, just because it is kind of obvious that since this is a roleplay server, and the amount of roleplay and the variety of roleplay you can get pretty much depends on the size of your bank, it kind of makes sense to focus on first. After that is done, though, instead of just moving into a 15 minutes of disco-esque bullshit that I've been doing in the last year's Let's Play, this time it is going to switch from the last video containing, the biggest transports. Then it is going to be basically showing how to use that money to make different characters. So I think that this is going to be the part where I start talking about the other ship types, starting from light fighters and then going upwards. At the same time, obviously, this is going to be the best time to also show off all the new implementations the mod brings in terms of gear, be it armors or weapons, POB-related equipment, POB-related gameplay, as it's still... I mean, I personally think it's a huge chore, and I really don't understand, but many people still, take care of their POB, so obviously I may be missing something over there, so I'm going to obviously touch up on that as well. The reason why this didn't come out earlier is mostly because I was kind of hoping that we would have a bigger sort of patch, but since we have seemed to stray off away from large patches like we did for 4.85, and then 4.86 came, large patches. And instead we kind of moved to this sort of micro patch thing. I suppose if I start waiting for specific patches, it's going to really take a long while. And from one, I suppose it's a good thing, because obviously new players are going to see that this mod is really far from dead and that new content is always being added. But at the same time, I kind of feel that is going to be problematic for the videos, because they are going to get outdated really quickly, especially when I start talking about the ships. I know for a fact there are going to be some changes done to cruisers and gunboats and battleships, and I kind of feel like maybe that is going to be a reason why I need to make separate videos for each ship class, just because I will need to update it with the newest changes to their weaponry or gameplay or whatever. But in general, yeah, that's the idea. Instead of a full A to Z Let's Play, which kind of tapers off to the regular 15 minutes of disco bollocks that I've been having for the last few years, instead I'm going to be a little bit more systematic, maybe even stage a few things. And even though it is going to be a little bit more synthetic than you would usually see, I think it's going to do a better job at actually promoting the video and showcasing everything that is being done to the original game. Well, obviously this also means that I will probably need a lot of investment just to buy all those ships, because I can't really say that I have a battleship right now. I can't really say I have a jump driver cloaking device right now, so if you want to help me with this project, then donations to the Spazzy Bank are always appreciated. But overall, I think I will manage, I suppose. But that's that. Anyway, if you have any suggestions, especially when it comes to this Let's Play series that I'm going to be starting to shoot, I hope that already this weekend is going to be the moment when I start shooting these. If you have any suggestions, comment them on the video. If you see one of the comments that makes sense, feel free to upvote that comment for me to see if you agree with it. And as usual, thanks for watching, guys. Fly safe.